Welcome everybody to Solaris VII, episode 11. My name is Sam Leonard and I'm your GM. I have some players.
Good evening, my name is Zerda playing Arnstein Elven.
I am Hegemon Lur, and I am playing Caleb Archer.
And I'm Eastborn playing Marine Alpha.
Right, you guys have a restful evening for the first time in probably a day or two at this point. The hotel is hotel's unmolested. You're left alone in your rooms. If you've set a wake up call at any specific time, you guys get it, or you set your alarm, whatever. As you guys start waking up, playing on the morning news show, we have
Ganymede Van Allen with a BSBC special report. NSI is working with at least one mech warrior stable to provide troops and equipment for their destructive activities. New evidence now being forwarded to planetary police proves Free Worlds League aligned stable, the Bull.
and BSBC goes offline.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's unexpected.
Black screen or snow?
Basically the color bar's error message. Flicking through the rest of the channels, they seem to be normal.
Any other news channels?
Other news channels are fine.
News channels didn't buy data for 15,000 C-bills.
Right.
So what you guys up to?
Well, I'm going to go see if I can scrounge some bagels and Joe from the hotel lobby.
There is a continental breakfast. Waffles, coffee, cereal, bacon, eggs, coffee.
Caleb says, I'm in heaven. You guys want me to bring you back up anything?
Can you grab me a chicken sandwich and some tea?
I'll see what they got. That tea's weak stuff, though.
It is.
They have tea.
Arnstein will shuffle out in the hall, responding to Caleb's noise making. Just mumble, "Hang on, I'll join." Real frazzled, unkempt hair, yes, long-ish hair, and it's just going everywhere.
So if you watch the news long enough, like other stations, there will be, somebody breaking in going, BSBC broadcasting goes offline as their broadcast tower is ruined by a large explosion. Unconfirmed reports indicate NSI may have been involved. More data to come as it is released.
Oh.
Does Comstar have a local office?
You know where a Comstar office is. They have one. They have a small satellite office within not too very far. Their main office is in the city center.
They don't really do local broadcasts, though, right?
Comstar, not really. No, there is a cellular network that is probably at some point related to Comstar, but not officially.
Like more of a provider type, right?
Yeah, they provide the backbone, especially the backbone off-world.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Comstars would like to know they've blown up the transmitter.
In universe, you would know Comstar doesn't care. about a even planetary TV broadcaster.
Yeah, it's not their property, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's annoying they have to like reattach the cable at some point, but that's it.
Right.
So at breakfast, I'm gonna look at Arnstein and says, "So, do you think you could locate some metal for us?"
Mid munch, he just nodding and swallows and says, "I got a couple ideas about that."
Okay. Yeah, you would know of. Do you want just scrap steel? Do you want armor plating? Do you want?
I
Oh, no.
want a Valkyrie, a Firestar, an Orion, and a Marauder.
Oh, do you want a location, perhaps?
Seems about right. And I'm wondering if our friend John would be incarcerated or not. I don't know if I have his personal number.
Friend John.
He was still in the hospital, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was in the
No.
hospital.
Didn't
Or no,
get
he had been released.
released just before the whole storming of the stable thing.
You wouldn't know for sure if he's incarcerated or not.
No, but I would like send him a casual message, like as a friend message.
Roll me 2d6. You
very
get
casual
no
message.
response.
Okay. It is like normal morning, right?
Yeah, it's like 9.
9. Yeah.
All right. Well, while Arnstein's prospecting for metal, I'm gonna give my my friend, what's his name, Marco, a call and see if I can get some info on the disposition of Valkyrie staff.
Rings a couple times, and you get a response of Marco Michaels. Please leave a message after the beep. You get the impression he screens calls that he doesn't know the numbers from.
Sure. Say, Marco, I just calling about that place that we rented out from you a couple of weeks. Oh, boy, this is just a couple days ago, I think. We might have left something there. Give me a ring back at this number.
You hear Arnstein swear in the background. And 5 minutes later, you get a call back and say, "Oh, hey, Caleb. How goes?"
Well, you know, things are interesting. I'm wondering if you can do me a favor.
For you, anything.
Well, that's good because we've had a lot of anything going on.
He chuckles.
So, have you heard through the grapevine what's going on with Valkyrie Stable? We haven't exactly made our way to that neighborhood recently.
The police have an all points bulletin out on various staff members because they were looking for information. They have arrested my brain just completely reset. They have arrested Ericus Vico, Noguchi Mariko, and Thomas Scarzi. And they were had arrested but have since released Stanislav Yafit.
Now that's interesting. Do you know the story there? I'm surprised at that one.
Stanislav, so what I heard is he had a favor called in and got bail got posted. Mariko and Skarzy Thomas are being held without bond, but they can only hold them for another day or so, without either releasing them or charging them. They haven't charged them with anything. I believe you and your lance mates are also under brain fart.
Warrants.
Warrant. They have warrants for your arrest. No charges have filed. They just you are people of interest. And most of the remaining mech warriors from your crew have been questioned by the police and ordered to stay like at home, but they haven't been, they weren't arrested.
That's actually very, very helpful information. Do you know what the status of the stable itself is?
So the coroner is done with the bodies that were found on site. As far as I know, everything is all buttoned up. They have not been letting the techs come in and do anything, but like the majority of the mech warriors, they have requested stay in, because you guys all have apartments there. They've let them go back to their apartments and have requested they stay there, with the exception of the few they have arrested.
All right, so it's not locked down and guarded. It's just house arrest.
I would say there are definitely people observing the place, but it's not like got a bunch of police tape and stuff on it.
Marco, you're a lifesaver.
I know it. You owe me one.
Oh, I owe you several, but we'll make it good. We always do.
I know. Thanks for the call, Caleb. If you have anything else you want to know, just let me know, and I'll see what I can find.
We'll do. We'll be talking, I'm sure.
All right. Arnstein, you find, with the data you have, you find about 300 locations that these mechs could be. Like, oh yeah, it could be this warehouse that's been abandoned. It could be this place, and this place, and this place. Go ahead and give me another program plus intelligence roll. Don't roll lower than you rolled last time.
Can I try to help him by just like checking out the locations on like a map somewhere and see if they're actually like able to store something like that?
Sure. Take a +1 for Morena's help.
I'd help, but it'd be a -1.
Probably.
There we do.
There we go.
So with a 12 plus, okay, so you do a little bit of searching and you find a relatively small old warehouse building that you discover has a like underground connection to some old subway type lines. It is a large enough connection. Like this is probably like a you pull a wagon up to this connection and you can like load stuff onto it, or you could, like store stuff for the subway station or for the subway rail system in this building and take it down there very easily. But yeah, there is a large, basically you find a building that has a large enough for mechs connection to a bunch of disused old subway lines. And that is somewhere in this general area. Actually,
Good track close enough that they can just send pilots over and not necessarily keep a whole extra lance of pilots on the payroll.
so it is located there. We're going to change the color to that. All right. I love this. I love adding map pieces. Yeah. It's several miles from the bull's stable, but it's the best bet you have for where you might be able to secret some mechs.
Also, the connection to the subway tracks because ammo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, in universe, how often do you encounter gun shops?
In Solaris, it's think of the most American city you can think of, and then double the number of guns available.
Wait, what?
So Solaris VII is both a place where. Hold on.
So
Hold on.
basically, they corner store gun stores, corner gun stores like 7-Elevens.
Yeah, kind of. It is a brain fart. So you have gun stores available to your local back alley, you know, gun person who just needs a gun, all the way up to like full military suppliers. You could walk into a place with 1 million C-bills and walk out with some number of APCs. Because this place is both a hub for like the whole football analogy. Basically, this is both a sports venue and also a place where mercenaries go to find recruits and equipment.
Right.
So yeah, really common, available. Like there are very few restrictions on actually buying weapons here.
So snipers are a yes, rifles are a yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Is there a price hike on getting takedown models?
For like a sniper rifle you can fit inside of a briefcase sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, there would be. Something that is well enough machined that you can unscrew it, fit it into a carryable thing, screw it back together, and still have it be very accurate. Yes, there would be a price hike for that.
Makes sense. I don't know what the range would be for like a decent sniper rifle though. I'm assuming it's like near 1,000 or something C-bills.
Sniper rifle actual shooting range is 1,000 to 2,000.
Right.
Costs 400.
So, yeah, let's actually look at the weapon
Not
chart.
too bad.
Sniper rifle. This is on page 67. Range is so moderate range. Basically, is that a feet or is that in yards, meters? I think it's 1,000.
1,000 meters is a kilometer. It's like that's pretty far.
That's a very long shot.
Yeah.
Range weapons. Is there
Probably feet.
is there a thing that shows what the range is on? What the range number means?
1,000 feet seems right. It's like 300 meters.
Yeah.
That seems like a far away shot as well. So.
Anyway, 400. So we're talking a takedown would probably be on the order of 600.
Well, I have 520 to my name. I'll probably need some more to buy it.
Well,
You had more than that, didn't you? Because you got the 15,000.
Party has 15,000 to the.
Yeah. I didn't. I got 500 at some point.
We'll need to split that. Maybe that's the first thing we should do this morning before we go shopping is just distribute that
Wealth.
15,000. So what did that be? 37.50 each.
Yeah, something like that.
375.
Around 50.
Gotta add that up to what I've got now.
Okay, it doesn't specify. Normal and
Alright.
maximum range in meters. So yes, a sniper rifle's effective range is 1 kilometer, and maximum range is 2 kilometers.
Wow.
Actually, isn't that too far off the guns we have in 20?
That's if a good sniper rifle. Yeah, that's like modern day tech. So it goes from just under half a mile to just over a mile. Or rather, just over a mile for maximum range.
So it's in yards.
Yeah, it's in meters. Basically yards.
Oh boy.
I actually think the whole system is based around meters.
Yeah, so a square on the battle mat is 1 meter by 1 meter.
That would make sense for a person. I have never seen a person that's actually 2 meters by 2 meters.
Yeah.
Also, it's the space you actually threaten, not necessarily the space you
Of course.
physically occupy.
I mean, 5 feet is
5 feet in a meter are
it's almost 2.
close. 5 feet's a meter and a half ish.
Yeah. 3.5 feet is like 1 meter.
Yeah. So anyway, yes. Finding, like, I'm not going to make a shot for it. Finding a breakdown gun, and carrying case, and ammo for it is 600. Breakdown sniper rifle.
Okay. Definitely gonna buy that, and I'm gonna toss my submachine gun and ammo for it, which is 40 ammo, 2 magazines, to Caleb. Or, no, Caleb.
Yep. I will definitely nab that. As long as we're at the store, just looking at this chart of guns, would a mag pistol fit in the universe close enough?
Let me look up mag pistol.
2d6 plus 2.
I'm looking up description. Mag weaponry involves magnetic acceleration of flechettes. We'd call it a flechette gun, which would fit in universe. It does. I would say, so flechette guns do more damage, but they're less good against armored opponents.
More like throwing a grenade at somebody.
Right. Think of flechette guns as shotguns loaded with birdshot a little bit. They shoot a large stream of ammo, but it doesn't penetrate super well.
Gotcha.
It's good for like shipboard action. It's good for like crowd control. It isn't great if somebody's wearing heavy armor, just because heavy armor would catch it really well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I would say mag pistol, we would do the 2d6 plus 2 damage, but if you shoot at somebody wearing armor, it's gonna probably increase the AC. I would by some amount, probably +1 or +2 AC, because that's how the system works.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll probably skip the mag pistol then.
Okay.
Looking what
Honestly,
else?
get a combat shotgun.
Yeah, so I will say long arms. So like Marina carrying around a broken a takedown sniper rifle, nobody would comment on somebody carrying around basically a briefcase or a wallet or whatever, or not wallet, Walking around with long arms is not super common. So you'd want to either leave it in the car unless you really met business, or you'd want to get some sort of version that you can conceal.
How much would a foldable stock combat shotgun cost? Which is basically the takedown version of a combat shotgun.
Something that you can like conceal under a long coat, I would say be probably 400-ish. Basically, wear a trench coat and you can fold the stock in, and it would conceal moderately well.
Is wearing what basically equates to a trench coat anyway, so
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get just a standard combat rifle.
Okay.
I'm not gonna necessarily carry it with me, but I want just a regular old rifle.
Okay. Mark down. You get one magazine of ammunition. Free with the gun. Free air quotes with the gun. It doesn't say how much ammunition costs.
Ammo 20 rounds cost 10.
Where do you see that?
Page 70.
General equipment. Ammo 20 rounds cost 10. There you go.
All right. So, let's see. Marina, you said that there were 20 rounds with the SMG.
40. 2 mags of 20.
All right. So I'm gonna buy 5 more ammo packs.
Sure. The game doesn't differentiate between pistol ammo and rifle ammo. Kind of keep track.
All right. Yep.
I'm not gonna be like counting your bullets, but it
We
feels very broken in universe to be able to take the magazine out of your 1911 and put it into your assault rifle.
Oh no, every gun has their own ammo slots. You can like edit the number and stuff.
Ah,
It works
okay.
pretty well.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
just in the gun. If you buy like a pack of ammo 20 rounds.
I have 24 out of 12 for my semi-automatic pistol, so 2 mags.
Ah. Yeah, like I said, just kind of keep track of it. I'm not gonna be real picky. And we'll just hand wave all the ammo costs the same, because it's more like the cost of the ammo on this planet is more getting it into the store and displaying it, and less actual manufacturing costs. Probably the cheapest ammo you can find is 50 caliber machine gun rounds.
50 cal.
Armor piercing 50, yeah, because they are belt fed on a third of all mechs.
Right. That makes sense, actually. I'll get 2 extra mags for my pistol, though.
Okay.
20 less.
Do you guys want to pick up any heavy weapons?
I have one.
No, heavy machine gun is what I'm asking.
Oh, right.
Heavy weapons are crew operated or vehicle mounted.
Do we?
I don't think so. I'm not seeing us have a good way to deploy them.
And also, that would probably take a little bit more attention to us.
That will definitely raise some eyebrows unless you're driving around in an APC. And if you're just driving around in an APC, honestly, nobody's going to comment on that. It would be weirder to drive around with a weapon attached to a normal car than it would be to get a tank.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that.
That said, an APC costs stupid amounts of money.
Yeah, I've only got so much here.
Gonna get an additional 4 packs of shotgun shells,
Okay.
2 of shot and 2 of slugs.
Okay.
All right. I think that's all I need at the store.
Okay. They take your cash and don't comment on it. You're handing them piles of C-bills. They like that. It's way more fungible than house script.
Then what? House script?
C-bills are
Yeah.
yeah.
Rue, dollars.
Right.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. We have a possible location. We should scout it out. We've got a day before Tyee is likely released. And we have other arrangements to make. I'm thinking that that tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. What do y'all think?
What are you planning?
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we spend some part of today scouting out the location Arnstein found. At the same time, we start arranging for transportation.
Right.
What level of transportation are you wanting? Just person or mechs?
Well, we're looking for something that'll take maybe a company of mechs off planet.
Okay, that's you get prices that are eye-watering back. I can look them up, but depends on your final destination. Like in system is relatively cheap. Out of system, it depends on how far you want to go. You want to go to Galatia? I can look that up, but it's in for a company of mechs. I'm thinking it's in the tens of thousands of C-bills. Those are numbers I can find, though. I don't have them handy.
Yeah, we may need to arrange some swaps or fire sales of mechs to finance. It's kind of what we're thinking. We've got a bead on some pristine mechs that are available for trade.
I will say I will if you go to sarna.net and look at the price for a mech, that'll be a good starting point for how much a mech is worth.
That's good.
Yep.
That's, I think, the starting point we've been taking.
Let's just do a quick. Let's look up a fire starter.
So
3-ish million C-bills.
Yep.
Ernstine.
Yeah.
How many mechs were in that off the books location?
5. A
Okay.
Wasp, a Valkyrie, a Firestarter, an Orion, and a Marauder.
So that would definitely not be a company, because a company is 3 lances.
Yeah, a company is 12 mechs.
Yeah, but we wouldn't be taking all of those.
Thinking maybe we 4 grab 4 of the off-books ones. And if we're going away, if we're trying to start on our own, we could try to persuade some of the Valkyrie stables techs and people to join. Maybe some of them could abscond with some mechs.
Give me a knowledge plus intelligence.
Just Arnstein or all of us?
All of you can. Yeah. Everybody give me one. Okay. So Arnstein, you would have a fairly good knowledge. So you are unsure if who owns the Valkyrie mechs. But it is you don't know if it's Tai that owns it or if it's somebody else. But like they're how do I put this? Stealing Valkyrie's mechs might get you somebody following you across multiple systems to retrieve them. If you could perhaps find something to trade to the owners of said mechs of some value, then you could take them. The other option, if you manage to steal somebody else's mechs and then scrub them clean of their previous ownership, perhaps that would also be good. But the reason that you don't just have a bunch of mech warriors decide to take an entire stable and just leave planet is because debt collectors are a thing and the bounty hunter exists. I don't know. You guys, you in universe would know who the bounty hunter is. I don't know if you as players do. Bounty hunter is a very I guess legendary mech warrior. And he has been known to basically drop on planet and just walk into the middle of a general war, shoot somebody's mech out from under them, or kill them, depending if he's capture or kill, and then walk back out of the battlefield. He drives a custom Marauder with a basically money pattern camo on it.
We weren't necessarily thinking stealing from Valkyrie as much as convincing some or much of Valkyrie to come along.
Sure.
And that would obviously entail figuring out who actually owns it.
Right.
But yeah, now you got an idea of why we want companies worth of transport.
Yep. Company fits really well onto, so having 12 or fewer mechs works really well. Is cheaper to go than if you have 13 plus mechs, because unless the 13th mech is basically stripped down to parts. 12 ready mechs is a good number because those fit on a Union class dropship, which is built basically for carrying companies around. If you get more than that, you have to have either multiple Unions or a bigger dropship, which gets real expensive real fast.
Just the leap from a Leopard to a Union is like a doubling plus some cost.
How much does a Leopard carry?
4.
Yeah. Question about that. It has 2 bays, one for mechs and one for planes.
Yep.
If you strip the plane hangar and install a mech hangar, could it then carry 8?
Not in quick deployment. So the 4 mech, or the basically those are the quick deployment bays, and like you can't really do that because of how interior passages and stuff are built on a thing. You could strip out one or both of those and install like ground troop carrying capacity, just because people pass through doors a lot better than mechs do. But like there's no good way to get a mech out of a air hangar while it's on the ground. Also, despite what it says in the in-universe stuff, I really don't think that the aerospace fighters weigh between 20 and 80 tons.
No kidding.
They're smaller than mechs, with
Oh,
a few exceptions.
The choice we have for dropships is a Leopard that takes 4 and a Union that takes 12. Leopard costs 60 million and the Unions cost 140.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have to buy the dropship, although if you wanted to.
Might be nice eventually. For now, we just need to get off planet.
With enough money to make a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, the next one up, I think it was the Overlord, is like 360 million.
Yeah, so Overlord is sized to transfer a battalion, which is 3 companies.
Wow. That's a
36.
lot of material.
It is. Though the planets are taken with the drop weight of 1 Overlord in this time.
Makes sense.
In this time frame.
So, as far as it goes, would it be difficult to arrange transport for somewhere between 4 and 12 mechs? Is that something that we would have to set up a lot ahead of time, or we can basically just show up with the mechs and book passage and leave?
The more time you have, the cheaper and faster the trip will be. Like if you have a month to plan it out, you can get all of the mid steps arranged, get some like transfers of a dropship between multiple jump ships, and some stuff like that. If you show up at the spaceport and say, I need passage for me and 12 mechs to Galatia, assuming there is a available drop ship, you would probably be able to leave within 12 to 24 hours. I wouldn't say less than that. And then it would basically be, you'd be negotiating every step of the way, either a jump ship captain to take you, I'm going to take you this many jumps, or I'm going to take you the whole way there, or, you might get...
Probably just have to get away, so we probably don't have to, like...
May push our. I'm thinking it pushes our time frame back a little bit.
Yeah.
If you wanted to just get from planet to the Zenith or Nadir point, I would say 12 hours to find from negotiation start to dust off is kind of a minimum for carrying a company of mechs. If you don't,
And then we'd basically be negotiating jumps from there.
right. I would say if you have 24 hours, you can probably negotiate dust off and first leg of journey.
And if we have, say, a week,
If you had, say, a week, you could get the entire journey planned and costed, and basically you would be able to get everything from here to wherever, and a place to at least a hotel room on the other end, so you're not just getting kicked out the door by the dropship captain and going, well, what do we do here?
Having to sleep in the mech.
Yeah.
It's pretty safe.
I mean, it's sleeping in a mech is safe. It's not very comfortable. There is
Right.
a chair.
depends on whether you added the reclining feature or not. Just kidding.
All right, so are you guys are gonna scout out the off books mechs today is the plan?
Yeah. should probably try and send a message to Stanislav just to figure out if he knows who owns the stable and the mechs.
Might not be quite so direct with him. I mean, it's up. I figure it's up to you, but I'm just. We don't want to rouse suspicions that we're gonna disappear with them, and whether that's what we actually end up doing or not.
Arnstein is gonna do is try to go online and try and figure it out.
Go ahead and give me a hacking roll, please. Smarts plus program.
Wisdom?
Oh,
Intelligent. Program 13.
Loving the rolls.
What is it with you in these? All right, so Valkyrie Stable is 50% owned by one Noguchi Mariko. The other 50% is basically bank loans. The Battle Master, the Orion, and the Marauder are owned outright by Mariko. And the remainder of the mechs have some level of loan attached. There is an ongoing operating note attached to to Valkyrie as well. With the 13, you got basically everything. So yeah, you got the books. The Valkyrie Stable was breaking even, with maybe a little on the positive side. You think that she has been basically working her way down the mechs, and paying off loans that she can as she can.
Now I thought that Caleb owned his Thunderbolt because that's why he had to leave his home planet.
That tracks. I think you rolled really well. So yeah, we'll say the Thunderbolt is yours. There's some like maintenance lien attached to it, but otherwise yours. That I vaguely remember from the setup of the game.
And none of the other pilots came with their mechs.
Nope.
Stanislav did. But he owed a whole lot of money on his Marauder when it came in, and basically Noguchi bought it from him.
Do you have to be on planet to pay off the loan?
Absolutely not. The bank don't care as long as they're getting paid.
Right. So they also loan to mercenary companies and stuff.
Strangely enough, this is a great place to pick up loans and mechs as if you are a mercenary company.
There you go.
So just as an aside, us players, we're scouting today, and hopefully when Noguchi gets released tomorrow, inquire.
Sure. So scouting. So you guys get to some distance away from this building.
Maximum a kilometer.
Yeah, maximum a kilometer. All right. You get to within a kilometer of this building. Give me a stealth plus intelligence roll. Whoever has the best stat. Whoever has the best combo.
I got a +1 total on that roll.
I got a 0.
I've got a -1.
All right, Arnstein, find yourselves a hidey hole. Sneak plus intelligence with the 7.
Average.
Yeah. Very well with plus what? Yeah, very average. You find yourself a rooftop about a kilometer away. It is too far away to hear anything going on there. There are, like, the front of the building has windows, like glass windows in it. This is like daytime, right? That you guys are here, or do you come at
this is
daytime?
this
Okay.
is still
Early
morning,
afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Morning.
late morning, early afternoon.
Okay, so you guys get here. Occasionally you see a person come out, like, for a smoke break. They'll leave the building, take a smoke, go back in, wearing overalls, coveralls, sort of thing. When the door opens, you see, like, flashes of light from the interior of the building. If you're paying very close attention.
I'm assuming welding.
Give me a.
I was about to ask, given that I'm a fixerman, do they look like weld sparks?
Give me a intelligence plus notice, everybody, please.
Can I use fix to try and identify them as weld?
Give me an intelligence. I want to see how much more information I give you. Eight, and 7. Okay, so with an 8, at least there have been at least 2 different people coming out for smoke breaks. And they look, I guess, normal, if that makes sense. They don't look like they're being especially, like, observatory. There are a couple of, like, old faded police body outlines in front of this building. Bunch of trash all over the place around here. You're pretty sure, just from your experience, that yes, what's going on in that building is some sort of, like, welding repair type work. The building is big enough, but just barely to hold 5 mechs. Like, and you haven't seen there's no exterior door for a mech to walk in or out of this building.
Say, Arnstein, when you found this place, did you find any maps of the tunnels?
Think so. Let me check the pad.
Yeah, so there's, strangely enough, public records has maps of the old subway lines that aren't being used right now, in case they want to open them back up again. And there are tunnels that lead not directly to the bull's stable, but pretty darn close. They're also going to, like, various like there's probably one that heads in this general direction. I'll do actually a bit of a drawing here.
You said something about police outlines, like there are police roaming around there.
No.
Like chalk outlines on the cement.
Very
Yeah.
faded.
Person got killed there. Here's how they were lying.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the wrong. Oh, that's right. So. Oopsie. There we go. So we have that. We have. Do. And. Oh, shoot. There. So those are the blue lines are the currently unused subway lines that you have a map of.
Perfect. The line that runs near Valkyrie, is there any place that opens up close to the rail system as well? The overland rail system for like loading onto for matches?
Yeah, there's one that opens up near the that's the brown lines, and there's an opening that would be near that crossover point.
I mean, near the pools as well, right?
Yep.
So here's what I'm thinking. Or I guess I'd like to know what you think, Arnstein and Bob and Marina. Should we try and see if we can get a better view by going through the tunnels, or do you think they're going to have those guarded?
Arnstein points at the intersection between over here and says, I think that's guarded, at least, because it's between the bulls and the outpost. At least that's where I would put some stinking guards.
Remember too that I think we decided that each hex is approximately 1 mile. Here, hold
That's
on.
a long tunnel.
Well, yeah,
It's
it's rails. About 1.5 kilometers per hex.
I think we'll need to know, because if we're going to end up moving these mechs, we're going to need to use those rails. Do you think we could maybe hop into the rail system somewhere further east of that and find out? Is there a convenient opening where we can get in and I'm just even making sure that that the path is clear, because I'm thinking we're going to be moving these quite a ways.
Yeah, I'm thinking. See if there's a pedestrian entrance about here.
Rail lines are closed. You probably would be able to pull up a maintenance entrance. Yeah, so no handy like old subway station nearby, but you're not exactly sure if these were passenger subways or if these were like freight subways either. That isn't covered. But no handy passenger entrances, but there's definitely maintenance entrance.
Entrances will work, even if it's ladders down.
Yep, ladders down into the subways.
Yep, I'm gonna grab my rifle.
Okay. It is dark in here. Like the overhead lights are off. If you guys want to buy night vision stuff, you can. Like, that's again not something you can not hard to come by.
I have in my pack, it looks like low light goggles. Would that be sufficient, or would we need like an infrared flashlight or something to go along with that?
I'm gonna say if you would have an infrared flashlight to go along with that, just as part of the set. So yes, you with low light goggles like that, you can see. So there's no light here, but you would need you need some sort of flashlight to give you some sort of light. But you could leave with an infrared flashlight and low light goggles, you could see well enough to traverse this.
So I'm set. I don't know about Arnstein and Marina and Bob.
Nope.
Arnstein's gonna trust Caleb.
You'll want to have your own vision because it is going to be pitch black.
Can I stay back and just take a look with my on like a vantage point or something on the building? I'll just keep watch on it and note down their schedules and stuff.
Yeah. If you guys want to split the party, go right ahead.
It's
I
just gonna
think-
be Reckon, right? You're not gonna.
Yeah, this is just recon. I'm not wanting to engage.
Right.
Okay.
Einstein's just there for extra gun if trouble finds Caleb.
Okay. So, Morena, are you gonna watch the entrance where Arnstein and Caleb go in, or are you gonna watch the building?
The building.
Okay.
Well, I will try and on the way get just like a tactical flashlight to mount on the shotgun. Ordinary white light flashlight.
Okay. Well then, if you're gonna use that, then Caleb doesn't need his low light stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather you got some goggles and low light. Makes us
Point is-
much less of a target.
One is, I'm not going to be using it while we're walking. It's
What-
in case someone shoots.
Like you're gonna be incapable of traversing this without some sort of vision, because it is cave black down in there.
There's no moon.
There's no light.
Yeah, hence the trust Caleb. Walk where he walks.
Well, as in you can't see Caleb unless you're just gonna like grab a hold of his belt buckle and hope.
Yeah, I've followed people carrying cabinets weighing in excess of 100 kilograms safely by following where they went.
I was gonna say low light goggles are 200. I'm gonna go with I'm not gonna let you do it without some low light goggles. Just I'm gonna go. Yeah, no. Get just spend the 200 and get low light goggles, please.
Then 50 more to get a dual light source flashlight.
Go right ahead. That tracks. All right. You two get down in the tunnels. It is dark and wet. You know, get nice eerie green glow coming out of your goggles. These tunnels have been disused for long enough. Like not rat piles is not right, but trash. Like occasional trash piles with rats coming out of them. Looks like that some like transients probably use these tunnels from time to time to get out of the rain, sort of thing. Moving along, you are able to, like, it's a train system, so it's like flat, relatively level, relatively straight. Like the ground is easy enough to transverse. You get to close to the intersection, and I would like a notice plus wisdom from both of you, please. Okay, so Arnstein, you notice in time to stop Caleb from moving forward. Ahead of you there is camera gear. You're not sure what all sight bands it has, but you stop, like as you were rounding a corner, you looked up and you could see in your low light goggles like infrared light being emitted from this thing.
Light reflection.
Right. So you're able to stop yourselves before being noticed. There is definitely a camera watching that corner, plus who knows how much.
And this is at the intersection Arnstein pointed out earlier.
Yes, correct.
Well, rats. I was hoping to get a little closer, but at least that confirms that somebody's interested. Do the tracks look serviceable that we've been walking past?
Good question. Do the tunnels look like they can fit a full-size mech?
Tunnels are easily big enough to fit the largest mech you've ever run across. And the floor looks like it's not like gonna collapse from a mech walking through. The rails themselves, probably not. They're there, but the ties are a little rotted and like it's obviously been disused. Walking a mech through here, feasible. Getting a train running through here and taking mechs on said train, less feasible.
Got it. Okay. Yep, that's I think all I wanted to get out of this scouting mission. I don't want to risk tipping our hands, so I'm going to head back to our entry point.
Okay. Yep, you guys get back out.
And Arnstein's going to want to, did we drive or did we walk? Caleb.
Given where it's at, I think we just walked.
Swing close-ish to the hall and see if we can find a window we can peer through, maybe, to confirm what's actually in there.
Swing close to where?
He wants to
The
see if we can get
warehouse.
closer to the warehouse.
Oh.
Get a different perspective than the building that we were in.
Okay. Sneak plus intelligence, please.
Okay, so Caleb is not a sneak. I've got it.
Arnstein. All right. So you want to
I'm
get
gonna
all...
hang back.
Yeah.
'Cause I know that I'm not good at it.
That's fine. So Morena, you're watching the building from sniper position. Caleb, you join Morena. Arnstein, you walk past the building. And you guys have watched this place long enough. You kind of time it between when somebody like leaves for their smoke break. It's probably by this point afternoon, evening-ish. So you walk by and there are windows across the front of this place, really cheap glass. Inside is covered with newspaper or other type of like obscuring paper. Newspapers, trash, pretty much anything that blocks the visibility into through the window, but like lets in some light.
Hoping there's one pane that the corner is loose on or something.
Give me a tech plus or a fix plus intelligence. And then use that. Okay, so anything that's any scale over. All right, brain fart. So, you exceeded a standard difficulty by 2, so give a +2 to a sneak plus intelligence roll. As you basically find a spot to peek in.
It's a new scene. Do we get another reroll?
Yeah.
I don't know if that
Yes,
part.
so this is a new scene. So if you want to reroll, you have one reroll for this scene.
There we go. A 13, I'll take that.
So peeking open a window, you see mech harnesses in this room. Don't look at the stream for a minute. Actually don't look at the stream for a minute. You see, from where you're standing, you see, like 6 or 8 people, a Marauder, an Orion, and at least 2 other mech repair stations.
You have Valkyrie? Or a silhouette of a Valkyrie?
You see a Marauder, an Orion, and at least 2 other mech repair stations.
Stations without mechs.
Stations that you can't see what's in them. You see at least 4 mech repair stations, like the same sort of thing that you guys have in your stable. Right. 2 of them are such that you can't see what's in them, and 2 of them you can see into them and see a Marauder and an Orion.
They're like closed in the back or something.
Yeah, they're basically closed around 3 sides of a mech.
Right.
Sort of obscuring.
Right. Just gonna mosey on around back to find the rest of the party.
Yep. You find where they're hiding. About the time, so you guys, Marina and Caleb, you see Arnstein like kind of walk past the building a little bit and then fiddle with one of the windows and peek in and then head off. And about the time he rounds a building just a little bit further away, the front door opens up. Somebody sticks their head out, looks around a little bit, shrugs and closes the door again.
Somebody's going to have to talk to him about the risks he's taken.
You better speak up then. Rather him be him than me.
I'll grumble. I hope he gets back here soon.
All right, so yeah, Arnstein shows up.
What were you thinking?
What? No one saw me.
Beg to differ. I mean, A, we saw you. Who knows what cameras they had out there. And we also saw that somebody was investigating after you left.
Yeah, after I left.
Ah!
So, although the Orion and the Marauders there, couldn't quite see the other 2 repair bases, what was in them.
Well, that's good at least. At least we know we've got the right place for sure.
Everybody give me a wisdom plus notice roll, please. Okay.
Well,
It's because we're arguing.
yeah, probably, yes, actually. Okay. Like 10 minutes later, two people step out of the building and start up a conversation. One of them tosses a pack of cigarettes at the other one. They get them out. They smoke them. This goes on for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, find the hotel again and sleep till morning.
Okay.
See if Noguchi gets released. It's question mark to the group.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And if she doesn't, I'm thinking we need to talk to Stanislav. I'm betting he'll want in on bloodying their nose.
Yeah. So, hotel.
All right. It's another we'll call it 50 sea bills a night hotel somewhere out of the way. Night passes, morning comes. It's another lovely breakfast. Of this place has toast and cereal and similar coffee, milk, tea. No eggs and bacon.
Coffee.
oh,
Breakfast. Arnstein's gonna send off a message to a number. I'll just type it out in the Roll20 chat.
Okay. So BSBC is back online this morning. There has been no mention of their broadcasting tower going down. And Ganymede is not on air. It is some dude basically disinterestedly reporting on yesterday's matches and the outcomes. Okay, who was that toward or for?
I'm not sure Gunnar actually is the one that gets it, but it's associated with him.
Okay, I'm thinking, how do I want to put this? Okay, let me give me a minute to think about what the response is going to be.
Sorry for springing that one on you.
That's fine. Okay, so you guys were going to reach out to Noguchi?
I think
Hey,
Stanislav first to see what he can tell us, since we don't know if Noguchi's even been released yet.
Okay. Call or text?
I think safer to start with a text. I'm assuming he's still going to be under surveillance.
All right, so you send just tell me what your message is. I want to see what he responds with.
I'm trying to think what interactions we've had with him recently. Any suggestions? Arnstein, Marina?
Well, fish for knowledge about bruising, and Arnstein points to his own chest.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If he knows about that, it should be Stanislav.
Sorry, GM is having confusion. What?
When
I think
Arnstein
I'm
was shot, or was it punched by the wasp, I think is what that was?
Oh,
Nope.
right.
A bullet to the flak vest to the chest. First or
Got it.
second.
All right, so let's try something like maybe this. I'll type it in the chat.
Okay. There you go. There you go, Arnstein. Also telling you he is on planet, because that was not an... You didn't have to go through Comstar for that. Um So in response to you, Caleb, you get a text that says, "Tell Arnstein to stop getting shot. Meet me at Sabita for a drink."
All right, I'll text him back. 20 minutes.
Okay.
Well, time to drive there.
Yep. You guys get a car and get your way to back to Sabita Boruto.
Yeah, I had
You
the cars that were like the station wagons, right? The sports station wagons.
you I'm assuming you guys
Yeah, we're in the nondescript whatever it was.
yeah. You guys have something whatever. It's hand waved. Getting there is not a problem. So you guys arrive at Sabita and look around, a couple of paranoid minutes of, is it being watched? Other police around here? Nothing really showing up. And you head in. As you guys walk in, the bartender, who was the same one as who was here last time, like nods at you, and then goes and changes the shop, the like door signs from open to closed.
Trying to remember, did we give him a name? I want to say it was Phil or something like that.
Phil.
Sure, we'll go with Phil.
Yo, Phil, long time no see.
Hey, how is our best customers doing today?
Dry as the desert. Can you get us something to get us started?
He nods and pulls a beer for the three of you or the four of you. Sets them on the bar. In the place where you guys usually sit, you see Stanislav, Tai, and Kyoko.
AKA the three leads.
I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Who's Kyoko?
She is the head tech.
Head tech.
Head tech.
Ah, thank you.
They have seen you guys come in. They're talking amongst themselves quietly. In the back, the place is otherwise empty. It's morning, so that's not super surprising.
So, how was the police?
Like Kyoko and Noguchi both like get very sour expressions on their face. In Noguchi goes, that was entirely unpleasant. Thankfully, the whole deal with the bulls convinced them that we weren't in fact working for NSI, and that the bodies that they found in Valkyrie Stable weren't in fact our people that we murdered and then went to bed. Just
typical cops.
Caleb, good thing we made that deal then.
So if you guys had an interesting few days, I'm assuming since you didn't visit us in our cells, that you remained unencumbered by steel bracelets.
Yeah, we've been meandering around. We still trying to figure out whether we'll be able to get back on the radar at any point or not. It's not looking good so far.
Well, at least on the positive side, I don't think police are looking for anybody from Valkyrie anymore. They pulled off the investigation seal from the door, and are letting our techs start working again tomorrow.
Any monitoring on the building, or?
I mean, Stanislav says, for certain values of monitoring, yes. Nothing.
So nothing effective then.
Well, enough recording, and suddenly all of their data does meaning nothing.
So here's the deal.
Sending a follow-up message to the friend.
Okay.
We've got an inside on how we can make these jokers hurt, but I think we're going to be too hot to stick around once it happens. How much do you want in?
After the arrest, honestly, all the way. I am tired of not feeling in control of this, and this is Noguchi talking. Tired of not feeling in control of my own movements and my own. I'm tired of not feeling in control.
Then let's make a change. So here's what we're gonna do. We need to find a way off to dust off, and we're thinking that we're gonna have a little bit of extra tonnage, if you know what I mean. And
Oh, really?
and I mean, I know I don't have enough scratch saved up to do it, but we may have enough tonnage so that we can arrange a swap of some of that for passage. And I'm not talking, getting 4 Jenners off the planet. I'm talking, maybe even as much as a company.
Okay. Back up a little bit. You're gonna have enough to sell to somebody to get an entire company of mechs off planet. And I'm assuming off planet in a useful condition.
I mean, if you can sell a mech, you'll probably be able to get off planet from that money with an entire company.
Yeah, but so the reason I'm here, and this is Noguchi talking, the reason I'm here and not some other place is because here you can find a bank who is willing to give you enough money to keep mechs running and keep them in fighting condition, so long as you're not losing too badly in the matches. Out there, she kind of waves up, like indicating out in the inner sphere. Banks are less willing to give mercenaries loans, and I mean they'll do it, but the interest rates are killer because, well, you don't want to have as collateral a machine that is going to get blown up. But
yeah, so I'm thinking we may not end up with a company of usable mechs, as in we may have to sell 1 or 2 to finance things, to get things going. But I'll just tell you, we've got a line on 4, well, pretty sure at least 4, maybe even 5 off the books mechs that nobody's got a title on.
Stanislav growls in depreciation.
Even if we sell 1 to get off planet, sell another 1 or 2 to if we have to finance things, we should be enough to make a go of it.
You can see Noguchi and Kyoko thinking, running numbers. And Noguchi looks at you and goes, I own a large enough percentage of most of Valkyrie's mechs that if we can get enough tonnage to either sell off 1 or 2 of them and sell off, let's say, a few of your acquired mechs, we could own Valkyrie Stable outright. Given that, and a little bit of starting cash, well, there's a war going on, and both Steiner and Davian are paying good money to mercenaries to help them conduct this war they've launched. I mean, yeah, it's a possibility.
I think our name will also be your help, because we've not been doing that badly in our matches.
Yeah. Honestly, being a famous, if we were gonna go to House Kurita and sell ourselves, well, okay, can't right now, but if we had our fame on Solaris would definitely hurt us in our negotiations with House Kurita, but they are no longer hiring mercenaries. I've heard rumors of a blood feud between the Dragoons and the coordinator. So I wouldn't like having a good name. Yeah, no, Davian would be, at the very least, would help us out with the negotiation with them. Yeah, if we can get ourselves some free mechs, we can decide from there which ones we keep, which ones we sell, and if the plan is to just get off world, I do not want to get blown up again or shot. You know, a good honest planetary invasion sounds a whole lot better than this back alley whatever's been going on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as long as I'm getting stabbed in the back, I'd rather get paid for it.
And at that point, Stanislav just chuckles. Rarely does one get stabbed in the back for pay.
Oh, you need to come to my world, friend.
He laughs.
I'll raise a beer toward him in a salute.
Yeah.
As a mercenary, I rather think we would be stabbed from the front for money, but hey.
This much better to be facing the enemy that is stabbing you, especially if you are riding around in a 20-ton plus death machine.
It's gonna pipe up, like, not loud, but just with a look of wonder in his eyes. What's the going rate for an Orion?
So honestly, Noguchi would be like, which variant?
I would think Stanislav would react as, not mine.
That's the expression on his face, but yeah, like Noguchi's like, which variant?
ON1K.
Standard Crete. Okay, so about 6.5 million C-bills.
That'll get us a ways.
And an MAD3R?
You have a line on a Marauder.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that one's not for sale. How much does the Thunderbolt bring?
Well, Marauder. How do you
6.6
okay, so
according to Sarna.
Thunderbolt is
5.4.
yeah, 5.5. She need rounding, so you know, Marauder's around 6.5, Thunderbolt's around 5.5 million. Okay, so at this point, Tai Noguchi would be like, what all mechs did you find that were, air quotes, off the books?
Well, in addition to those two, there's a fire starter, which those things, I tell you what, those give me the willies. So I would not mind seeing that thing disappear. a wasp, 1A, and and another one I don't think Artsy's going to want to part with. Why don't you tell him?
We found a Valkyrie.
You and your obsession with that mech. I mean, sell off the lights. If not those three, then sell off a couple of our lights, and that would pay back. Well, okay, sell off all three of the lights. Okay, so GM needs to do a little math.
So here's kind of what we've been thinking. We sell off the liberated wasp and the wasp from our stable, one of the Jenners, the fire starter, maybe the Orion, and maybe the Thunderbolt.
Your Thunderbolt?
I'm in, but I'm gonna get some equity for my mech.
She nods. Yeah, that would be enough for passage and to pay off the rest of the mechs. We might even be able to keep the Orion if you're willing to part with your Thunderbolt.
I haven't counted up how many does that leave us with, because I don't think we're going to get more than 12 squeezed in anywhere.
Okay, so Wasp, Jenner, Firestarter. You're selling off Thunderbolt, selling off 5 mechs, right?
So yeah, that would leave us with 12.
Yep.
In upgraded form, even.
All right. Well, if you're going to steal 5 mechs, you're going to need at least one more pilot.
Ah, that's why we're talking. Among other things.
And Stanislav goes, I know how to drive an Orion. Easy. Know exactly what to do.
I'm thinking we're probably going to need to get our transportation scheduled. Another couple days of scouting and arrangements for the financial side of things. But I'm thinking we can be done and gone within a week.
So
Arntine elbows Caleb.
Like
Harder than necessary.
Stanislav
Just
looks
squash my beard. Hey, what, man? Come on.
Stanislav looks and goes, I'm assuming acquiring these mechs will have a hornet's nest effect upon some other group.
Arnstine's gonna go do 2 things. Drop the compad, the big tablet on the table, swipe to knowledge of Bulls and NSI, and shuffle over to the 3 people, and his phone shuffled over to Caleb with the last message showing.
Stanislav picks the pad up, reads through it, and says, can I take this information?
Just gonna flip a memory card onto the table for Stanislav.
He takes the memory card, shoves it into a phone you've never seen him use, that he had on his person. You've never seen it out or anything like that. He sticks it in there and hits a button on it, and then drops it on the table and has just the biggest, self-satisfied smile that you've ever seen, and says, I believe we can have some financial backing.
Now that is a more perfect solution. I think we've got a line on some transportation. Boy, Arnstein, I thought I knew a guy. You're going to have to introduce me.
I didn't think he was here. But hold on.
Stanislav looks at Stanislav looks at Arnstein and goes, "Do you think perhaps your transportation could carry more than 12?"
More?
It says he has a union.
12 it is.
We could sell some things. If you have that much extra.
I'm thinking perhaps we can acquire a few extra mechs from the bulls.
Do we need something with spots?
Perhaps just an extra union, if we might come across one.
All right. We have other possibilities to explore. I take one of the burner phones and just send a text on it to the only number in there, and just one word: union ?
Okay.
Marina's face lights up like, wait. Stanislav, you mean like taking the entire thing?
Perhaps if we can acquire the mechs, they can become officially ours. And he holds up the phone that he sent the thing on. And there is information and like coming back on it, and it's basically do you speak Chinese?
I probably know some basic stuff, but not like fully.
Okay.
Bob would.
Yeah, Bob does. Bob like takes the thing and goes, "Huh. You know, that's really useful." And basically relates to you that if you guys can acquire the mechs that Stanislav has, basically any mechs you can acquire from the bulls, Stanislav has some people who are willing to make sure that no debt collectors come after them.
He's got a golden ticket for us, huh?
But that's all they're willing to do. They're not like willing to help you get them off planet, but
right. That makes sense.
All right. So you get back from that from your burner phone, Caleb. You get back maybe to what end? About
Just reply back to it, mutual profit.
and smiley face. About this time, the closed door in the back is, you hear the jingle of the bells, and see a person like walking in the back looking confused. They haven't noticed you. Arnstein, he looks familiar.
Caleb's gonna reach for his pistol.
Gunnar! What in the devil are you doing here?
Arnstein! Lovely to see you.
Yes.
walks over and sees like the collection at the table and says, "So who are your friends?"
I'll introduce everyone, like Mirena, Bob, Caleb, Noguchi, Stanislav, and Kyoko. And
Basically
what
business
they are.
partners now.
I'll grab Bob's beer and hand it to him and head to the bar to grab another.
Bob grabs your beer and then drinks it in retaliation.
Probably happened.
Gunnar sits down and says, "So I heard you're looking for a union, or at least transportation."
Looking for a vacation. Things are getting hot here.
Well, I mean, we are in the tropical zone, so that no, I understand what you mean. There's been an amazing amount of news about you guys recently in the past, I don't know, 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I don't think that's gonna stop anytime soon.
Well, I tell you what, have acquired myself a union and was sent here by my patrons on New Bergen, with it to collect a mercenary company if I could. They didn't send me any money, so I wasn't sure exactly how they plan on me doing this. I mean, I have money to anyway. I have a union.
And we have the beginnings of a mercenary company, I
But-
think. Look, Ernstein looks around.
And Tai nods. And Stanislav is like grinning. Yeah, no, we oh shoot, now I gotta look up something hysterical. Nope. I've gone too far away from where I wanted to be.
Where is New Bergen?
17 jumps northward.
Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. There's a timeline. What's the Sarna has a there we go. Nope, timeline. There we go. So going to 3028. Captures. Yeah, so I didn't think so. Gunnar is basically so New Bergen is up in is up in the central north section of the inner sphere. It's on the kind of western side or left side of Curita space. It is on the right side of Steiner space. Steiner has been pushing towards it, and there happens to be an ongoing rebellion. What with all of the Free Worlds League people trying to recreate it. Actually find it on the map. New Bergen. There it is. Oh, it's clear up north, isn't it?
Yeah, it's way away. We're talking months of travel. Weeks at the very least.
Yep.
I think we mastered out to 3 and a bit months of straight jumping.
Right. So Gunnar has been basically has a union dropship and has basically enough money to get had enough money to get the Union and himself to Solaris, about 2 months worth of money to stay on Solaris, and a promise of a mercenary contract with the rebellion of New Bergen if he brought back a mercenary company. 30, 25. So, you're not exactly sure. Is New Bergen on? No. Okay, There it is. Haha. So, the pushing into, so there are open rebellions going on in a bunch of the surrounding worlds. New Caledonia is, I think, has already been conquered by perhaps. Nope. Nope. There we go. Well, maybe it hasn't been. No, yeah. So Lyrian Commonwealth has already captured New Caledonia. A bunch of the plant or the systems to the left of New Bergen, and New Oslo, New Bergen, Outpost, Susquehanna, Rasselhag, and Dawn are all in open revolt. But they aren't doing particularly great because they're not doing terribly, but they're not doing particularly great either because they just don't have any mechs. So yeah, so he's been tasked to basically get a mercenary company to New Bergen, and then there's a promise of a contract to basically secure New Bergen and then jump out to other systems surrounding and secure them. They're trying to rebuild Rasselhag. And so this, like, the expression on Kyoko's face is curious. The expression on Noguchi's face is unreadable, and Stanislav is like, looks like he's just having fun.
Bring it.
Yeah, like, kind of. He's like, so I can get a union, I can get a company of mechs pretty easily up to New Bergen. Once we're there, they said they would pay they would negotiate a fair contract. Unfortunately, it's a little contingent on kicking the Drax off of, and for you guys would all know that's a bit of a slur. Kicking the Drax off planet and securing the place, but if we can secure the place, we can establish some trade routes, and like, heck, there might be a land grant in it for you in the end if you guys really do well. I can't guarantee that, of course, but
So let me see if I heard this right. We travel for months.
Yep.
We get there.
Yep.
We don't have a contract. If we manage to win, then we get paid.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about, like, supporting yourselves on the way out there, because with the Union, I can get enough supplies on and, pay you for the trip out there at least. I mean, yes, there is a certain level of risk because unless we can establish Rasselhag, the rebellion won't have any money. Oh, I see why that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. It's definitely worth considering. I'm not ready to sign on the dotted line yet, but
The door chimes again.
Arnstein's hand goes towards the pistol on the hip.
Okay. You see a familiar face walking in the back door. And Ran carefully opens the door. She takes in the scene of the room and slips her way over to your table. And sits down.
And the last puzzle piece joins. Welcome.
She nods and takes in the arrayed people and says, "A dropship."
Well, let's just say another dropship.
No, eyebrow raises and she kind of tilts her head to the side a little bit. So there's at least 3 languages being spoken at this table right now. Ran is speaking in Japanese. Noguchi and Kyoko are speaking in Japanese. Arnstein and Gunnar are speaking in Norwegian, probably.
Yeah, what equates to 3028 version of Norwegian.
It's probably a pidgin of Norwegian and Japanese. So there's a little bit of everybody gets a little lost every once in a while in the conversation. But Gunnar looks at you and goes, second? You guys need a second dropship?
So I think at this point, Caleb's gonna say, I'm not sure how many's heard which pieces. Let's start over from the beginning and just sort of walk through it. We've got a line on up to 24 mechs.
They're
debt free.
Gunnar is
up to 29 if we take absolutely everything.
We wouldn't have any money for that.
Flabbergasted. 24 mechs is twice as many as he thought he was ever going to come across. Probably 4 times as many as he ever thought he was going to come across.
So, we're not exactly going to be
shove a drinking gun in our face.
Yeah, and I suppose Arnstein's right. 29. But the extra 5 buys us out, and there's the profit motive as well for you.
So Ran goes. It kind of gets a thoughtful expression on her face and goes, extra 5 mechs, you say? With necessarily no bank involvement in them, or some level of bank involvement with them, but not enough to send off a big assault crew to get them back.
Ideally, we may shuffle things around a bit, but there'll be 5 mechs that look good to the banks.
I'll look to SIE. How much is still left on all the mechs?
So my rough brain estimate between the, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 30-40 million in outstanding loans for the remainder of the mechs. Oh no, not that much. Half that.
Yeah, she owned half of them.
15 to 20 million owed on the remainder of the Valkyrie stable mechs.
That might be a bit too much, so we might have to sell some.
Well, yeah, we'll have to figure out once we've got things in hand and not in the bush. But we're definitely looking at more than a single union can carry.
That's true. Definitely.
So Rand says, "Get me 5 mechs, and I can secure you passage. I don't know that I can. I don't think I can give you a union, but I can at least get you a union that can carry you from here to wherever you may need to go. I have a condition though.
For that, I'll buy you a moon. What do you need?
Off planet with you, and perhaps some of the Texan Aztecs that currently work for the Valkyrie to come along with.
Done. We need them anyway.
Wait, wasn't Ron part of the Yakuza?
Do you say that out loud?
No, but my face would definitely be like, how would she leave the planet?
And she's not hiding the fact that she has tattoos from anybody at the table either. My brother is no longer here. He was.
Yes.
He was the reason I am here.
But can you just
pack
up and go?
I am not in charge of anything. I may be associated with certain groups, but I left my position behind when I followed my brother here.
Would be happy to have you.
She nods. I will go about seeing about finding us another drop ship then. Where would we be going?
Right now, we have some possibilities. We're not sure.
Galatia?
We'll have time to figure it out. Yeah, is it Galatia, Galatea? I don't know. I've heard it called many things, but the mech home is one. The center, whatever you want to call it, or maybe New Bergen. We'll need to decide.
Well, get me 5 mechs that I can my friends can make disappear, and I tell you what, you will have your union. Probably be a one-way trip for it. It'll want to go to wherever it wants to go to next.
Get it started. We'll figure out the details. How long do you think it'll take?
A few days.
Arnstein will look at Gunnar and in ask how long would you need to get ready?
I mean, we can dust off tomorrow. I have the first jump arranged. Okay, so it depends on who's in system, but I can get a jump ship pretty easily. I made some connections on the way over here. And he says, yeah, in Norwegian. Basically, he needs 24 hours warning.
Can he take care of jumping for 2 ships?
He shrugs and goes, pretty much if you have one union going in a direction, almost every jump ship that plies the ether, as it were, has more than one collar open.
Right.
I mean, any jump ship captain would be thrilled
To fill up, right?
to fill up. It's more expensive, but, well, I believe I can make that work.
And if we're got 2 traveling together, I'm sure we can get some discounts too.
He nods.
All right, well, let's...
Galatia is on the way, or it can be on the way, so we can stop by and form the company and then move on. if we so desire.
You mean like signed a crew?
Yeah,
Make it official.
Make it official.
make us an official Valkyrie or whatever mercenary company.
Make it an official company. Get registered with the Mercenary Review Board of Comstar. Actually, get a contract arranged. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're not just hot landing on a
Hoping.
planet and hoping.
Galatea it is. All
Just
right.
gonna say to Gunnar as it sounds like we're winding up the evening. Keep the engines warm.
He smiles and says, "All right, you go count some chickens," and he heads out.
Looks back to the others. Well, by the time we planned skinning a bear.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to leave it off. We will be back again for BattleTech in 2 weeks. Next week should be Dungeons and Dragons. I hope to see everybody there at that time. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye.